The real nitty gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty gritty. Boots on the ground.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining me from. Thank y'all so much for stopping by this morning. I really appreciate it. Hey, Jacob Tanjay, I appreciate it. I know the other half of the NTZ crew, I believe Michael is visiting his father for his birthday. I'm almost for sure. I forgot where his father is located, but he's on his way there now. What's up, Jeffrey Tatter, Smoky Mountain Modeler? Yeah, the subject today is never talk politics and religion in the Philippines. And it's obvious reasons why, and we'll get into that. And of course, whatever y'all want to talk about, this is y'all's live stream. I do want to say that the exchange rate is 52.25, which, you know, whenever it's over 50, that's a good thing. 52.25. It was actually 52.48 yesterday. I was really surprised. Also, Iskandari TV, he's a follower of my channel. He's got a new book out. It's called The Zoom to the Philippines Travel Guide. And I put the link in my description. It's on Amazon. It's a comprehensive book on traveling for people traveling to the Philippines. He actually put my guest house on there, man. I appreciate it, Vic. Yeah, check that out, guys. I don't know how much it costs or anything like that. My book is going to be the nitty gritty. His is more, you know, for people who are coming here and want to know the best places to visit, all the tourist attractions, different things like that. But yeah, Pumpkin Joe's Philippine Experience says, don't forget about Mother's Day, folks. I almost forgot. Well, it's not here yet. And I have to break a lot of women's hearts because you're not my mother. So I don't say Happy Mother's Day to you. You're not my mother. And they don't understand that, but that's what it is. That's the nitty gritty. You're not my mother, so I'm not going to say Happy Mother's Day. My mother passed away in 1993. Hey, King B, what's up? Yusuf, Habib. Dan Cronin says religion and politics are dangerous topics anywhere. Yeah, especially here. And, you know, a lot of times people are always saying, you got to remind grown men to do this and grown men to do that. Evidently, they don't know Americans, man. We think the world revolves around us. Yeah, you got to remind people of little common sense things like that, especially if you're from our country, because we think we can go anywhere and talk about anything and do anything. That's just the way we are. We're arrogant, man. And sometimes you just got to remind people that you're only 4% of the Earth's population. Calm down, okay? Hey, Eric Terry says, hey, Calvin, call me later. I will, Eric, because I know he's coming here in the next few days. It's good to see you. I want to give a shout out to the 87-year-old playboy, Mr. Sidney Gibson. Also his driver, chauffeur, bodyguard, tour guide, Ghostbuster, John. But we were at the mall in Bacolod City yesterday, SM Mall, by the way. And he said, I'm going to try your tactics out, Calvin. And I said, which one? He said, I'm going to talk to a woman in the mall, but only one who works in the mall. I said, well, go for it. And of course, he was successful, guys. He talked to a young sales clerk in the beauty department. He actually bought a bottle of perfume, and oh man, he had a sweating, and she got hot, and she gave they exchanged Facebooks and everything. And I'm gonna remind you why I say that. I say always, if you're gonna talk to a woman in the mall, the best ones to talk to are the ones who are at work there. Number one, they're not gonna be afraid to talk to you. They're trained to talk to you, as a matter of fact. That's part of their job. But number two, they're more susceptible to a foreign man's request for a date. Let's face it, when you go to these malls and you're in these department stores, it's a tedious job. They may have one or two clients for the whole 8 to 10 hour shift. It's monotonous. It's boring. They're on their feet all day. They're tired. They're looking to be rescued. And see, they're intelligent. They've already been vetted. They can see the opportunity. A lot of the women that we deal with, man, from just off the street, more or less, a lot of these typical Filipinos, they don't get it a lot of times. And you have it's just, you open up a whole different can of worms. So if you try to go to the mall and you want to pick up a woman, let me remind you this too. The most beautiful women work in the mall. I told you that if you come over here for a job and you look at the job description, it can get cringy because you could never get away with it in America. But we're not in America, we're in the Philippines. And yeah, they look for the most beautiful women. Matter of fact, you have to be beautiful to work in those malls. But yeah, he pulled it off yesterday. And she was a stunner, man. She was a 9. I have to give her that. So shout out to Sydney and his sidekick, John. Yeah, 52-25. Also, remember, May the 8th, guys. If you drink here, there's no drinking from May the 8th to the end of the election day, May the 9th. So go ahead and stock up on your spirits and everything right now. The Philippines, they don't play over here about their election. Hey, Dana Milton, he says, hello, Calvin, giving my best wishes to you and your subscribers. Thank you, Dana. I appreciate it. I've been here. This is my 3rd election that I witnessed in the Philippines. I know what I'm talking about. It's busy out here. If you're over here in the Philippines, I'd stay in one spot when I'm here. Lines around the corner. You don't want to get caught in the drama that can happen at any time over here during election time. Let's respect their suffrage, respect their culture. This is a time when we realize how insignificant we are over here. Stay in the background. Don't be campaigning for nobody over here. Don't be talking about who you think should win. Who gives a damn? This is where rule number 1 comes in loud and clear. Shut the fuck up and mind your own business. Because you'll get in trouble over here. They don't play that. I'm just going to be honest with you, man. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You don't vote. You don't pay taxes over here. Don't get caught into that. Oh, who you think's going to win? They'll ask you that. A lady asked me the other night, if I could vote, who would I vote for? Lady, that's a time bomb. I'm never going to answer that question. It's a trick question. Hey, Papa Kiko said, hello, Calvin. Just go to SM Mall in Bacolod. You're right. Absolutely. That's where we were. And he ended up with a bombshell. Now, he's mad because She didn't call him last night when she said she was. I said, Sydney, that lady's probably dead tired. If you met anybody that works over here in one of those malls or anywhere, they work with a legitimate job, they may get 3 or 4 hours of sleep every night. And you don't know where she's sleeping. These little boarding houses, boarding rooms that they be renting. I tell you, my son's mother, listen, okay, the room was so small, they were paying 1,500 pesos per month, her and her friend. That's how she laid. This is her legs. This is her back. That's how she slept every night. Just enough room for her back to be on the floor and her legs to be on the wall. And she was working 12, 14 hours a day. Then she comes home from work, has to wash her uniform. They only get one uniform. They got to cook. They got to prepare for work tomorrow. I said, look, slow down, boss man. You're in the Philippines. Yeah, Doug Carr. He says, not our country. But remember, man, we're America. We think it is. We think we run the world. Remember, we're imperialists. We can come over here and we can talk about, it's our right to talk about anything we want to. Yeah, you better have a good insurance policy that includes escorting your body back to the country. Because they don't play, man. You get in the way of this election over here. Diaz says, how long after the election does it take for things to get back to normal? The very next day, it's over. Filipinos are some amazing people, man. They keep things in perspective, man. We're the ones that get all out of control. I mean, there's going to be rallies and stuff like it's big time rallies going on now. We ran into one on our way back from Bacolod. Thousands and thousands of people. These candidates and their representatives, they're getting out that vote in these last few days. Yusuf Amalbi says, I crack up every time Calvin says STFU. Who's with me? Yeah, but it's true. That's rule number one, because the guy was looking at my rule number 2 video. He said, did I miss something? Where's rule number 1? And I sent him the link. Pumpkin Joe's Philippine experience. And congratulations to him and his wife. They're having another baby girl. He says some of these boarding rooms, they have to be there before a certain hour or the doors are locked. That's right. It's only women allowed. And see, look. Crypto and PI says, just between us, who do you want to see as president of the Philippines? Only asking if it matters for peeps coming to the Philippines to retire next year. I don't think it's really going to change how we're being treated. Well, all you guys, y'all always got something to say. Well, I appreciate it, man. I tried that. And I know I'm going to do that for interviews. He said, death and dismemberment insurance. Yeah. That's funny. King B says, at one time it was our country, so to speak. Our responsibility at least. Yeah, but that was a long time ago. And don't think the Philippines have forgotten that. They know. Duterte knows his history. That's what I like about it. Yeah, I'm going to gloss over this. I've never seen this. I've heard this, but I've never seen it with my own eyes. So I won't speak on this. He said, I got good one-liners. Well, I'm from the old school. That's what Sydney was talking about the other day. I said, man, he said, Calvin, and I said, what do you think's wrong with these women, Sydney? I said, they can't see the value in you. He said, you're right. He said, they're blind in one eye and can't see out the other. I remember my mother used to say stuff like that. Yeah, stay in the West with all that complaining. I saw where they attacked David Chappelle on stage. Look, man, I may never come back to America. Really, man, y'all tripping over there now. I mean, what's going on with that, man? Attacking, that's the second comedian, that's made the news anyhow, that's been attacked on stage. Is it that serious? Yeah, he says, what's up, Brother Calvin? You heard about what happened to Dave Chappelle. Yeah, I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. Ernie Mendez said, good advice. Never get involved in politics as a foreigner. Just read where a police lieutenant and his were ambushed, shot at multiple times because allegedly was harassing voters. Wow. He said, what I think about, man, I'm shocked. I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready to make my immigration run. And this is a true story. I was going to go home for a couple of weeks. I'm not going home now. I'm going to fly over to Guam, spend a week or so with friends there and come back. I'm not going anywhere near the 48. Mark Jackson says, I seen it on video. Politicians there handing money to a town to vote for him. My ex-whole family want to get money for their vote. I don't blame it. I don't blame them. I tell you what, it was thousands upon thousands of people yesterday coming through to this rally. I don't know if that's where they pay them or not. But I mean, it was more than I ever seen. But they really are excited about voting over here. But yeah, don't get into that because a lot of times you don't know what religion people are over here. Now, if you go down in places like Zamboanga, down in Mindanao, and you'll see that a lot of the Muslims wear their religious clothing, and you will know, but other places, there's Muslims here. You won't know. And you got to give people their religious beliefs. That's how some people make it through this life, man. It gives people hope. Where would we be without hope? Smoky Mountain Mama said there wasn't an attack, that was sexual harassment. Yeah. And, while you're on that subject of sexual harassment, here's the thing. With this Republic Act 11313, I'm not a lawyer, so all I did was read it. And it clearly says it's protecting people from sexual harassment in public spaces, your workplace, etc. I mean, I don't know how, but people can twist that around and make it mean whatever it means. But if you're not a lawyer over here in the Philippines, shut the fuck up and mind your own business. I would never make a video on a law over here. Who do people think they are, man? They're crazy. I mean, people are really stretching for views, man, and then you want to scare people on top of that. Bullshit, man. I'm sorry, guys. I don't play that. I'm not a lawyer. You want to come over here and talk? I said it on my video yesterday. If you're a decent human being anywhere in the world, you don't have anything to worry about when it comes to these laws. See? Don't violate the rights of your fellow man and obey the law. Wherever you are, and I promise you won't have any trouble. But you can be in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's nothing anybody can do about that. But your odds go up dramatically when you're a decent human being. Leah and Blair says, hi, Cal, but if you have kids here and you're a permanent resident, it matters a lot to me personally who's going to shape their future for the next 6 years. Yes or no? That's another trick question. Because if you know anything about Philippine politics, you will know that not a whole lot changes. Like I said, this will be my third election. And if you were struggling 12 years ago, you're struggling now. See? But I kind of understand what you're saying, but remember, obey the law and don't violate the rights of your fellow man. I think you're going to be okay. Pumpkin Joe's Philippine Experiences. I was in Mabini a few days ago when Manny Pacquiao was supposed to show up for a rally with celeb. None showed and Philippines were pissed. I stayed in the house. Yeah, you should stay in the house. If you're over here, stay in the house or stay in one place. Dan Cronin says too many Google lawyers. Yeah, man, come on, guys. Y'all don't need to be speaking on laws in the Philippines. Oh, my God. Hey, Cos Boy says, I agree, Cal. Speak your truth. That's Iskandari TV. Says, bro, thank you for the shout out. Author copies are on the way. I was seeing you wanted to show to your subscribers. I stayed at Amit's place in Angeles, got them connected with the TV service. Good. But I heard some bad things about that place. I'll let him come on here and speak his side of the story and, take up for himself. But yeah, I heard that if you were Sunshine Shoulder subscriber, you actually got charged more. That was funny when the guy told me. I said, hey, didn't you get a discount? He said, actually, I paid more than what he said when he was on your show. That was hilarious. You had to hear the guy say it. Oliver Freeman, Calvin, you are totally correct. I visited the Philippines from March 17, 2022 until April, and we had a great time. Thanks for all you do. Oh, man, thanks, Oliver, man. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. You was here for a month. I know you had a good time. That's Jason Flint's back. What's going on with crypto, Jason? I can't get Rudy on here. I guess when I go to Guam, I'm gonna look Rudy up and pick his brain about crypto, even though I'm not gonna spend any of my hard-earned money on that stuff. I'm gonna be like the 87-year-old playboy. He said, if Warren Buffett don't do it, I'm not gonna do it. W Secrets to Success blog. Hey, brother, I want to congratulate you on that beautiful house you got in Dallas, Texas. You guys got a beautiful home there, man, and he doesn't buy, he's an investor, by the way. He doesn't buy homes to hold on to them for 30 years like I did. He doesn't lose any sleep at night. He said, guys, y'all ain't going to get Calvin to slip and say something about this election, especially since he just had his money coffee before the live stream. Yeah, you're right. You got to get up pretty early in the morning. Because I respect the Filipinos, man, over here. I've been over here too long. I don't never talk politics. It's none of my business. I don't vote. Hey, David, man, thank you for the super chat. Say, hey, Calvin, I need your boots on the ground answer. Please tell me it's not true that they are closing the Philippines again on May 9th. I've heard those rumors, but I really don't believe it because I'm going to tell you why. There hasn't been anything in the newspaper over here about the COVID numbers spiking. And if they do close it, I'm going to be out in the cold with you this time because I've got to make my visa run. I got my order to leave the other day. I've got 60 days to leave. I'm in the process of getting my NBI clearance and my exit clearance done. And then I'm going to fly, like I said, over to Guam. I'm going to stay with Fred and his beautiful wife, Lynn. They've invited me to come and stay with them. He's going to show me around. I miss Chinese food. They said they got a nice Chinese restaurant over there. I'm going to ask them to take me to Walmart. I'm going to fill up a whole suitcase full of Walmart memorabilia and bring it back. Hey, David, thanks for the super chat. Say, hello, Calvin. Do you know anything about the new harassment law in the Philippines? I heard all a woman needs to do is accuse you touching them. I heard about it, but it's nothing that you have to worry about. You got to understand that this is not a new law. It actually came out September 2021. I'm not a lawyer, but over here in the Philippines, they can bring a case against you for anything and you're in trouble. But this is laws overdue. You know, they're just trying to protect people in the workplace, in, you know, what they call it, safe spaces, you know, in public places. It's long overdue, but they got other laws that mimic that law. I mean, this isn't a lawless country. I mean, you can't just come over here acting a damn fool. They got something for you, by the way. But if you're a decent human being, you don't have anything to worry about. Women can bring that against you now, even before this new law, y'all calling it, and you'll be in trouble. Just be careful. He said COVID numbers are going up in the States. But see, that's the States, and our healthcare infrastructure is so much better than here. If the numbers all of a sudden start shooting up here, they would shut it down. But I'm glad that hasn't been the case. I've been watching that closely because that has a lot to do with it. It has a lot to do with us, with the door staying open over here. He said 60 days. Does that mean your motion for reconsideration was rejected? That's up. No, that means that it was. You remember I signed for that in February. It takes 2 to 3 months, which has been 3 months, to approve it, and then they give you 60 days to decide what you're going to do. Are you going to fill out for SRV? Did you get married? Are you a student now? Whatever it is. If not, you got 60 days to leave the country. It's no big deal. I'll leave, for a week, take a vacation, and come back. But I'm not going to the 48. I'm not going to the 48. I really have an eerie feeling, and I'm going with this feeling, that if I go over there, I won't make it back, man. People are frustrated over there, and I'm afraid somebody will start an argument with me. Probably somebody in my family. You know how people do. We'll argue about anything, and then they'll take their frustrations out, and I wouldn't make it back. So I'm going to let that cool down over there for a little while. Ernie Mendez said, Warren Buffett said he would not take crypto even if free. Says, what can I do with it? It produces nothing. Absolutely. And that's what makes a lot of sense. He said, if it doesn't produce anything, I'm not going to invest in it. Hey, Gleason Baker, he told me he lives 2 hours from my son. He said, if there's anything my son needs, let him know. I appreciate that. He's settling in to school. He goes to that ESL class. He goes to regular school. He's in the 5th grade, ESL, and he's doing fine. He's found a couple of friends. They were playing basketball the other day. Yeah, he said, stick to Guam. Good move, Cal. Yeah, I am, man. I'm not coming. I'm not going to do it. He said, you don't throw a brick through the candy store window. Absolutely. And I couldn't say it any better. Dana said, Calvin, I thought you were living your vacation. I am, but, a vacation from my vacation. I think Dan, a vagabond awake, said something like that. Him and his girlfriend are taking a vacation from their vacation. He said, I hear you. I wouldn't go back to the States either. When I seen Dave Chappelle getting attacked after Chris Rock gets slapped, I'm like, come on, guys. What's going on over there? Susie Among Us says, have you considered having your wife get a firearms license for protection? Only citizens get a license. No. I grew up in a household where there were no guns. I've never owned a gun ever in my life. I'm 58. I wouldn't come any place if I thought I needed a gun. Susie Among Us. I wouldn't be here. He said, crypto produces anxiety. Good one. Jason Flint said, Buffett said that about crypto, but Berkshire Hathaway is invested in crypto. Talk about being a hypocrite. Yeah. Now y'all talking to Jason Flint. He's a crypto guy. So we don't want to rattle his cage. Just keep it simple. Survival says, good morning, Mr. Calvin. Good morning. Let's see. He said, what's the update? I guess he's saying the guest house. I hope. No. He said, Calvin, what's the update on these houses in the Philippines, in the mountains? Well, I'm glad you asked. They got the second house is already being built. They're due to give me an update any day now with pictures because I haven't, since my son left, I haven't been up there, but I'm going to go up there probably when I get back from my visa run. But yeah, I trust the people with my money. They already sent me one, I sent them 10,000 at a time, 10,000 5 times. And they send me the update like that. And I just said, look, just spend it all. And she sent me already the receipts. I'll show you. I trust the people because they're like family to me, really. I've been knowing them ever since they were, you figure 12 years ago. And they understand. See, there it is. This is the last receipt they sent for the 10,000. You can't see that stuff, but it's C4 lanes, those 10 pieces of 10 millimeter, no, 5 pieces of 10 millimeter rebar, 10 pieces of 3x16 by 1. It's China rods, what's it, CY lanes, or whatever that stuff is. But yeah, it's coming along good. Let's see. Herbert Williams said, hello, Calvin. I just returned back to Atlanta after spending 2 weeks in the Philippines. Had a great time, and you were right about how easy it is to meet women there, especially at the market. Hey, thanks, Herb. Man, that 2 weeks went quick. But time flies over here when you're having fun. 2 weeks, that's what I spent the first time I came here. And it went by so quick, I couldn't believe it. W Secrets to Success Block said, Cal, you going to buy a solar power system as a backup to your grid electric provider? The system prices are very reasonable, Diverse USA. I saw the system that Texas Filipino. Well, eventually it's something that I'm going to look at, but not right now. Because it hasn't really come down. The basic system that I looked at, W Secrets to Success blog, it costs more than the guest house. Mark Jackson said, hey, Calvin, did the nice young single mother you interviewed a few weeks ago find a man? Yeah, he's supposed to be coming the second week of May. Calvin, John Gomez said, Calvin, whatever happened to Buck? I don't know. Buck's got, his own life over here. He hooked up with Anthony. Anthony Potts got married over here. And him and Buck kind of hooked up on my channel. I think he took Buck under his wing. I think that's it. That's all it is. I mean, believe it or not. Anthony sent me a video from his wedding. It was him, Buck, Iskandari TV, and some other guy doing the electric slide. Buck is a lot bigger than I even imagined. Buck looks like a regular guy on, when he used to be on my channel. Buck is big. Dana, Calvin, have you heard about the government wanting a new fleet of ferries to promote the inter-island commerce and tourism? I haven't heard anything about that. Malcolm McNielsen said, damn, she found the guy quick. Well, she probably was already on the sites herself anyhow. I guess she figured, you know, she heard all the rumors about how the men on my channel step up and take care of these women. So I guess she figured she wanted the get rich quick scheme, which is Sunshine Shoulders. I'm gonna get rich quick scheme to these women over here. And I guess she wanted that, but it didn't happen. RLV said for those coming in on May 7th or in here now, okay. He says BBM and Sarah would be near Solar Hotel for Paranake. Lenny will be in Ayala Makati. Expect big crowds in traffic. Yeah, thank you. I did a video on that yesterday, and some guy says, well, I haven't seen any other vloggers talking about that, and it seems like it's very important. I said, yeah, that'll change. Once I put a video out there, they'll follow suit. Hey, Tata Sanders. Hey, Calvin, how's it going? How's it going, man? Did you and your wife have your new baby yet? Belize in Edwin says, my first time when I flew to the Philippines, I don't even remember what days it was. My man was very confused. That's why you should never let your girl meet you at the airport. Yeah, it takes a while. And it's going to, if you come here and if you don't force yourself to stay at the hotel that first day at least, you're going to lose some time because you're going to be groggy all the time. I was. The time is so different. I remember going to the mall, SM Mall, in the taxi. I just couldn't wake up. Oh, yeah. Mr. Vegas is very nice, Fred, to help you in Guam. Fred is an outstanding individual, man. He's like the resident OG of Sunshine Shoulders Community Group. I think that's what we all should do, is help each other. I mean, what's the big deal about that? But him and his wife, they're just the epitome of friends and support. I mean, it's not like I'm moving in or something. Yusuf Habib said, I've decided I want to meet an educated working woman who earns her own money, maybe less headache that way. Well, most of the women you're going to meet over here are going to be that way. They just don't earn a whole lot. And I'm going to do a video on that. My next video is going to be called, If the D Don't Get Her, the Lifestyle Will. See, and I'm going to talk about some things that we have that most foreign men, two things most foreign men have that Filipinos are interested in outside of money. Okay, in September. He said, how you becoming the next Filipino Cupid? Absolutely not. It's such a headache. I can't even choose the right woman for myself. I was fortunate to meet Merlin. Fred is first class. Yeah, he's first class. That's that new song by, what's that guy from Kentucky? See, I got my Kentucky shirt on. Sydney brought this for me when he came over here from America. There's actually a vape shop here in St. Carlos City. Believe it or not. I don't know about Cebu. I'm sure it is. But there's one here. He says, Annalyn Mercado says, Salamat, Sir Calvin, for being you. My long distance relationship and I discussed mixed Philippines fear-mongering video about the new law, and he has been acting very strange since then. Mick is a child and a loser. Well, I won't speak on that. I don't put other people down, but I think we, as vloggers, we need to be more responsible when we're discussing laws over here. Especially when not a lawyer. It's just his interpretation. He has that right to do that, but I wouldn't do that. They say, hey, why don't I do a video? I'm not a lawyer. Hey, Regular Game View says, that's great, Calvin. Yeah, thanks. But yeah, I won't speak on something like that. And I'm not into name calling, see, because I don't like trolls. I don't like stalkers. Because believe it or not, guys, I get turned into the immigration quite frequently over here. It's a shame, but I'm just telling you that I do. And the reason I'm saying it because remember Leica used to come on here. Well, somebody on here turned her into her job. They said that she was selling tickets on my channel, so she can't come on here anymore. And I can't tell people what to do, but man, come on, guys. We don't need to do that kind of stuff. It's petty. This woman, I don't care what you think about her, but when you start interfering with somebody's employment, especially over here, you're not doing anybody any favor. I've been investigated so many times by immigration. They just throw it out, man, because over here, the burden of proof is on the accuser. So if somebody accuses me, the last investigation I had, somebody sent them an anonymous email that said I was exploiting Filipino women with an online scheme. Well, they threw it out. They said, we waited for this guy to, or whoever it was, to give us proof, and he failed to show proof. And he said, we're not going to go any further with that. They're too busy. But it just goes to show you the extent that people go through. They don't have anything else to do. They sit at home, they're miserable, and they'll send in some bogus charges against me. All the people got to do is look at my Facebook page. It's all transparent. I'm helping the Filipino people. Like, wow. W Secret says to Calvin, that's why I was talking about these damn trolls. Yeah, well, I ignore them. I just want to let y'all know that it's so much stuff comes my way that I ignore it. I mean, they want attention, they're not going to get it on my channel. But I will speak on Leica because she was a legitimate woman, man. And somebody sent an anonymous email, and she's been on a job 9 years, man. She does a great thing. She's employment like what she has is hard to come by. And they've got 10,000 people in line ready to take her place. And for somebody to do that to her, man, that's just off the rails, guys. We don't need to do that. He said, hey, Bootsy, I'll be flying there in a couple of days. My cousin lives in St. Carlos. Going to see him. Hope to buy you a beer or iced tea or whatever. Yeah, cup of coffee, Michael, would be nice. Regular guy in the Philippines said, Calvin, how you find out about the bogus charge? They send it to me. This is immigration. When you go to renew your visa, on the back, you've got to put a reference. And I always put Maryland. And I got an email. I get emails from them. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, but when somebody did that to me the first time, I couldn't believe it. I can believe it. Now they do it all the time. But immigration's gotten to a point where they're ignoring these people because they're saying, okay, well, give us the proof. There is no proof. So they're sitting around on their flea-infested couch, drinking a warm-ass buckhorn beer, turning in anonymous emails on me and other people. Y'all sick over in America, man. Yeah. Believes in the ever say whoever do that for that lady with a job is a loser, man. I have to agree with you on that. I don't understand that. Yeah, he says he'll be moving to Cebu next June. You mean June 2023? Yeah, he said Gurkha says, what kind of a loser would do that to Leica? Yeah, I mean, that's the type of people. I'm very naive when it came to YouTube. I never knew all this kind of stuff went on YouTube. I never would have exposed myself to all of that. Look, guys, I put my real name on my stuff. where I live and all that, I did because I was that naive. I didn't know. It's some sick people out there, man. Dana says, Calvin, I've been through similar stuff with my travel business. I end up booking the investigator. Yeah. What's up, Daryl? Infinite Loop said Leica went pretty hard on the guy on the panel. Yeah. But I mean, what goes on here stays on here. I don't think anybody should have did that. Yeah, he said, tell Leica that's some bullshit and we will miss her on the live. I'm sure I speak for most that we support her. Yeah. But you just got people that's doing that. I could see if Filipinos were upset with me for whatever it is. But when you got Americans, we're the only ones that do crazy stuff like that. I mean, it's just when I see the way that the Europeans over here and Australians, how they're, even the Canadians, and how they band together and have such a great time, man. It embarrasses me when I see how we as Americans are toward each other. Hey, Haitian Gummies, a Calvin, what up? John Gomez, what up? What up, chat? Daryl Foreman says, crazy here, brother Cal. Dave Chappelle got bum rushed. They beat the guy down there to take him to the hospital. Was it a girl or a guy? Or what was it? But I saw the picture and he had black fingernail polish on. It looked like it had been scraped. I guess it got scraped off during the battle. He said, Calvin, if you just lease land not bought, would it cost 500,000 pesos? I'm not sure, but there's a German right across from me in Sapaway Island that he'll lease you some land. You come over and talk to him. What's up, Vince Lawson? He's over here right now, by the way. Vince was over. We invited Vince and his date over the other night. They were over here and they ate. They ate dinner with us. Okay, so I think it's a trans. They said he broke his arm and then some. He said, yeah, we always do that. The Beach of Life says, I remember lots of pre-deployment briefings in the Army. Same message. Don't involve yourself with local politics and avoid running your mouth about the local ways. People are saying, well, Calvin, why do you always have to tell grown men that kind of stuff? Because if you in America, we think we can come anywhere and act any way we want. So, yeah, you got to tell grown men that. Shut the fuck up over here. You don't run nothing over here. No, they can't see you. This is the Philippines. This is America. Sidney Gibson, he's going crazy. He's a civil engineer and a retired architect, right? And we're driving around the roads and he's just going crazy because nothing makes sense to him. Their construction methods, the way they do business, nothing. And I said, Sidney, calm down, man. You're not in America. You're in the Philippines. This is their way of doing things. Yeah, he's going crazy. Yeah, the balance of life. Said, Calvin's crazy how a group of vloggers try to throw salt on another vlogger. I don't get that either. The balance of life. He said, hate and jealousy will become their own downfall. That's a fact. Who is this, son? That's the winner. Give her 500 pesos. This young lady won last night, but she was honest enough with me. See, you can only win one time in my drawing. One winner per family, because we're trying to help as many people as we can. No, and
just give it to her.
Yeah, give it to her. Yeah, take the picture here. But anyway, she said, Mr. Sunshine, my mother already won, so I'm not going to take the 1,200 pesos worth of groceries. And I said, wow. And I'm rewarding her for being honest. So we're giving her 500 pesos. She's a nice looking young lady too. She was part of our Miss Sunshine Shoulders beauty contest. Her name is Michelle, and uh, we're gonna have another Miss Sunshine Shoulders beauty pageant, but it's gonna be different. I learned a lot from that last pageant. This one's gonna be a whole lot different. It's gonna be the same prize structure, but we're gonna have 3 men judges and 3 women judges, and we're gonna have some different segments. We're gonna pattern it just like the Miss Universe pageant. He says, Vince Lawson said, that wasn't my date, especially if she knows Sydney. Yeah, but she's a nice lady, believe it or not. Okay, he says, well, I unsubscribed from Mick or Mike when he threatened Roger from Esmeralda Vlogs and Video. He threatened to beat him up in a veiled way. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to do something like that because I want to try to get some of the local people involved, make it like a big pageantry because little did I know when we awarded the 10,000 peso first prize, that was more than these local beauty pageants even award. We could get a lot of participation when you're giving away that kind of money. But yeah, that's something to think about. He said, Geechee Lion said, Calvin, you need to do it more than once a year. No, that's about it. Once a year. Truman Lucci says, having a Filipino for life like you have, personally, what is their best trait for you? Loyalty, loving, nature, their cooking, no drama, or something else? All the above, really. But I think it's just their sunny disposition for me, see. When I came over here, man, I was suffering from anxiety and depression. And I didn't need a woman with a long face. And I came over here and I seen people who had far less stuff than me, but they were far more happier than I was. I think it's their sunny disposition. And that's what I really love about Filipinos in general. They're always happy, man. At least it looks like it to me. Of course, you know, they're human beings, and I'm pretty sure um, they have their problems too, but they don't stress over the things we stress about. They love me back to life. It really is what they did. And you can ask my son's mother, I tell you, if it wasn't for her, there's no telling where I'd be probably in jail. The games my ex-wife in America was playing with me, I probably, I was this close to snapping. And I found my way over here to the Philippines and into her arms. And hell, she loved me back to life. And I thank her to this day. I said, if it wasn't for you, I'd probably be in jail. Because, man, she was playing games over there, man. You don't do the kind of stuff to somebody that she was doing. That we play over there. There was one of the most popular and successful photographers in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm not going to say his name, but you can go back about 25 years ago. He got a divorce from his wife. And of course, he still had feelings. But she kept on poking him, man, sticking needles in his eye, bringing a new boyfriend around. Wouldn't let him see the kids. Just kept pushing. One time they showed up, he killed her and shot the boyfriend 7 times. The games that they play over there. And I'm not saying I would have did that, but I was on the verge of doing something stupid. Smoky Mountain Mala says, a volunteer to be a judge, Calvin. I want to visit St. Carlos anyway. Come on, man. Yusuf Amal Beef said, Calvin doesn't bother you that you don't drive there. I'm so used to hopping in my car and getting whatever I want. How long did it take for you just without a car? One day, because I was burnt out from driving. I'm an insurance agent. And how many, nights and evenings I'll be on that lonely highway coming home. It didn't take me long. I was looking forward to that. I'm not studying that. Yeah. He said, Merlin being a 9.99 didn't hurt either. Yeah. Well, I give her, she's a yummy 6 or 7, but man, is she yummy. And that's what, she's a 10 to me. But anybody else, she might be a yummy 6 or 7. You got to realize Merlin will be 40 on Sunday, man. She looks good. Her body, man, is just unbelievable. And it just keeps me hungry, man. It's 3 years, and I was telling her, we celebrated 3 years together, May the 2nd. And I was telling her, look, I'm a Gemini, and we get bored. And normally things would have calmed down by now, but with her now, man, Merlin's just got this. She's like a slim, thick, she's got legs like a distance runner. She says she played volleyball, track. She played all kind of stuff. John Gomez says, I hear you, brother. I can relate. Yeah, see, I'm going to tell you the type of stuff that my ex-wife was playing on me. Okay. When we legally separated, she met a guy, and, okay, we legally separated in December. February, this guy was driving my brand new convertible around town. And she knew, everybody knew it was my car. I'm an insurance agent. I'm known all over the city. She was doing stuff like that to me. And man, you talking about hot under the collar, man. I was hot. AC King says, men undervalue a happy woman with a good attitude. We're too focused on looks. If you can have both in one woman, it's a jackpot. Yeah, see, over here, what you're going to do, a lot of the best women over here, they're not the best looking. And that makes a great point, AC King. We miss out on some of the best women over here because we going just on looks. Man, there's some women over here, and I've seen it with my own eyes. I've experienced it. They're not 10s in looks, but man, are they 10s when it comes to taking care of their husband, their boyfriend. I mean, they literally do everything for you. And, who doesn't want that at our stage in our life? Catman said, who are the judges in the beauty contest? I live around many Asians and know that their standards of beauty are not the same as American standards. Well, I'm going to have 3 subscribers, 3 Western and 3 Filipinos, women. But you got to understand, it's not just looks. We're going to have, just like Miss Universe, the gown, the bikini, and then the speaking part this time. Because beauty pageants are very, very popular in the Philippines. I mean, they really are. Yeah, that's just what I said, Lawler. There's a lot of other laws over here in the Philippines we don't know about. And I wouldn't even begin. This is one of the things where we really need to know, if it's a law in your country, it's probably a law here. Or if it's against the law, let me say that. If it's against the law in your country, it's probably against the law here, I would say. And I just keep it at that. I mean, I'm not going to do any videos on laws, man. I'm not a lawyer. You got to be real careful when you start talking about stuff like that. At least I can give Filipino P credit for having a lawyer sitting next to her when she starts talking about stuff like that. But remember, we're Americans, man. We don't need a damn lawyer to talk about stuff like that. That's how arrogant we are. We think we can do stuff like that. Roy Jones said, I've seen 20-year-olds who don't look that good. It's not really, to some people, and this is what me and Sydney was talking about this morning at breakfast. It's all about what you want. See, the Filipino knows what she wants. That's why she wins. We always worry about what the Filipino wants. Don't worry about what the Filipino wants. Worry about what you want. Some guys aren't looking for beauty. They're looking for a woman who's honest, who's trustworthy, who's loyal, because maybe they didn't have that over there. Some guys are just looking for a roll in the hay. like I tell you, to me, Maryland checks all the boxes. That's why I say she's a 10 to me. But if you just look at her, she's like a yummy 6 or 7 because she doesn't look her age, man. She keeps herself in shape. She's intelligent, man. She doesn't have any enemies. The only enemy she's got is that ex of hers. He's salty because he knows what's going on here. He sees it. He's probably watching my channel now. That's the only enemy she's got, man. That's the type of woman I wanted when I'm 58, turning 59 this month. She doesn't have to be like that woman Sydney was talking to yesterday in the mall. Now she was a 10, man, in anybody's category. But he had her sweating, man. She was nervous and oh man, I don't know what he was saying to her because I was looking at some glasses, me and Marilyn, and because I was like, well, surely she ain't gonna give Sydney any conversation. Shoot. They was over there, man. I'm not gonna lie, for about 20 minutes. And the next thing you know, all her co-workers surrounded Sydney. I don't know what he was saying to this girl. And come to find out she was friends with Marilyn on Facebook. And I'm gonna put you in my Hall of Fame, Sydney, for that. Roy Jones says, I'll take a 5 who treats me like a 10. Just saying. Absolutely. Catman says, I was going to volunteer to be a contestant with Calvin. You mentioned bikini. Ain't no way I'm going to rock a bikini. I don't have the legs for it. Yeah, well, you can't, not for the 10,000 pesos. That's a lot of money, man. During the pandemic, and somebody's going to give you 10,000 for a prize, you won't find it, man. But I just do it because I know that people need the money. I could give 5,000, but why 5,000? Daniel Jones says, it's better to go to the Philippines to find true love than to stay single in America and get shipped off to a nursing home when you get old. Yeah. But when I talk about this next video I'm going to do, love takes time over here, guys, if it ever comes at all. And that's what you got to realize, see. But there's other things you can do to make the Filipina stick around long enough to fall in love, other than, money. And I'm going to give away the video. But love takes time over here, man. They're not falling in love with you right away like we think they are. There's 2 things that I'm going to talk about in that video that she's interested in outside of money that's going to make her stick around in time for you to turn it into something other than, what he really is from the beginning. God, I am. I don't know how to say the rest of that, but he says, Marilyn is the mother of your child, so a happy Mother's Day. No. Happy birthday. Now, she's not my mother. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's in my in your opinion, yeah. And you have the right to your opinion. But happy Mother's Day means to my mother, as far as I'm concerned. I'll let Booby say, I'm going to teach Booby how to say happy Mother's Day. Cosboy said, Calvin, sounds like I might need to have a Filipino lawyer on retainer if I move to the Philippines, just in case. I wouldn't. I mean, that's bringing all that stress and stuff over here, man, that you don't need. They don't operate like that over here, y'all. Ask the Filipino. Ask your Filipino right now. If you're over here in the Philippines or you dating a Filipino, ask her if she's ever been inside of a courtroom before and see what she says. She's going to say no. They don't solve their problems like that. Link 1111 to Calvin Phase 3. Let's say, what if? Will we see a book from you at some point? You've earned this. I bet a lot of us purchase it because you are truly the one who can't do your experience there. Yeah, I'm actually writing it. I got to force myself to get on this. That's why I bought this laptop, to do it. And eventually it is. I just don't want it to be. See, Iskandari's book, Zoom to Philippines. Go look in my description. It's a comprehensive book. Mine is just going to be my nitty gritty, like most of the stuff I talk about on my channel. It's going to be a little thin book like that, really full of one-liners and, different little Calvinisms is what we call them. That's really all it's going to be. But yeah, it's going to. I promise you that it's coming. I am. But see, here's the thing. People don't understand that once we leave high school, 57% of us never pick up another book. But we always saying, oh, when you going to write a book? Well, you're not going to read it because there's good books out there now that you won't read. See, so that's my answer to that. And say, oh, when you going to write a book? Well, when you start reading books, really, because we don't read. That's a crazy number, guys. 57% of Americans never pick up another book once they leave high school. So you know how this fake news and all this stuff gets into our lives over there. If you say it enough, if you tell a lie enough times, we'll start believing it. We'll start believing it. Yeah. See, I focus on my supporters, man. I don't even, the haters. If I knew all this was going to be out here, man, if you guys really knew what I went through, no way I would have made a YouTube channel. But it's too late now, and I'm out here, so I'm focusing on my supporters. But I will say this to my supporters. Stop clicking on that stuff, man. You supporting these guys when you do it. If anything, report it. We got to get rid of that junk, man, because they don't troll me anymore. They stalk me. It's stalking. It's gone beyond troll. When people sit down and make 10-minute videos about you, man, that's stalking. That's slander and it's libel. But I've already put it out there in the universe. I'm going to come face to face with one of them, and I want them to, we'll see what they say to me in front of me. Anybody can sit behind a damn computer and talk this bullshit. They're going to make a mistake. Hey, Jeffrey Taylor said, everyone hit that glittery thumbs up. Oh, okay, yeah, now this is a great idea. I never even thought about this. Maybe I'll read it. Maybe that's what I'll do. Now I'm going to do that. That's something I'm going to do. Yeah, he said, yeah, if you want to hide a good secret, just put it in a book. Yeah, it's really a shame. But I'm not one of those. I'm one of the 43% that does. I'm going to tell you, because I've been doing a lot of traveling and stuff. Let me show you. Well, I don't know where they put the book, but I've got a whole bunch of books. Now, here it is. I'm still, this is what I'm reading now. The Dark Side of the Moon, the making of the Pink Floyd masterpiece. Now, I've actually should have been done with this, but I've got a lot of people coming over here, and this is a good book, by the way. This album still sells 250,000 copies a year, more than some of this new bullshit that's out here, y'all. But, and then I'm going to read, the stuff like this, stuff I can find over here in the Philippines, gangsters, But yeah, I read, man, especially at my age. It exercises your mind. Hey, Will Sutton, thanks for the super chat. He says, peace out, Brother Cal. I appreciate the knowledge. He said, my countdown to the Philippines is home for next month. Tell Laika I said, what's up? I was looking forward to seeing her on the panel. Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. This is something I'm going to do. I'm going to make an audio book. It'll be easier for me to do the audio book. And then, see, I'm going to ask John Smulo. He's a vlogger, but he's really a businessman with a channel. Is what he is. He's from San Francisco. He's a great guy. He knows some people who own a studio in the Philippines, and I'm going to In Cebu, I mean. I'm going to do it there. Yeah, he said, yeah, an audio book would be amazing. I can imagine playing it as we all plan our way to there. I pray it starts off why you chose to leave America. Well, I chose to leave America. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I was under a lot of stress. My anxiety had just come out of nowhere. It had gotten so bad I lost interest. I love my job as an insurance agent. It's the best career that I could have. It really fit me, even though I was bashful. The people that I met, but it got to the point where I didn't even want to go out and make calls. I didn't want to prospect. I didn't want to do none of the stuff that I used to love to do. That was one. Then it got to a point where I couldn't even get on an airplane. It was some crazy stuff going in my mind because I was stressed out. I had been running on that hamster wheel so fast for so long that I didn't even realize I had got burnt out, man. And that's why I came over here. I knew there was another way to live. I said, this is my last chance. I'm going to go to the Philippines, take a break from all of this and see if that's going to help me. And it did. That's exactly what happened to me. That's why I came here. It wasn't about Sunshine Shoulders or nothing like that. I was here, let's see, about a year and a half before this started. This started during the pandemic, but yeah, I just got tired of the rat race. I got tired of that hamster wheel. I was working twice as hard to maintain my same lifestyle. And that's why I left. And I just wasn't happy there. I lived there my whole life. If there's a book called Wake Up and Live by Dorothea Brand, I got in a routine, man. I had to shake that routine up. Man, I was in a bad way when I came over here. Hey, Michael Dorsonville says, hey, Calvin, they won't read a book, but they will read all the gossip. Yeah, cheers, miss, fake news, TikTok, and all the bullshit. So sad. Yeah. And these guys, I was reading, there's something on Netflix, I think it's called Social Dilemma, talking about social media and how the psychology behind it and everything, man. It's crazy, guys. But he's right about that. Yeah. An audiobook is easier to do because there's not going to be a whole lot of editing. And I took English. I only went to school for one college for one semester. And I did pretty well. And I took English. I did pretty well in that. But all that, where to put the comma, where not to put the comma, all of this stuff, it still confuses me to this day. Hey, JLM, thanks for that super chat. He says, put the music you like in the background as you read your audio book. Yeah, I want to have some original music. I've got a couple of original background songs that some of my subscribers wrote for me that I may use. Dana Milton and Calvin, try to find the book Soulville, USA, the story of Stax Records. 387 pages you can't put down. And see, that's the type of book I would love, Dana. But remember, I'm in the Philippines. You go to the National Bookstore, and I'll be in there, man, literally for hours, picking through every little thing, trying to find something. One of the best books I've read in a long time now is this. It's called Blue. I got this here in the Philippines. The LAPD and the Battle to Redeem American Policing. This is an exceptional book. And it's a big one. Yeah, I read it. I got that. I got what else did I get from there? Well, I'm going to read the Al Pacino book. I like to read about exceptional people. I read the book on Stanley Tookie Williams. But this is a great book too that I read since I was over here. And anybody that wants to change books with me, if you're in the Philippines, let's do that. But see, I was in Bacolod yesterday. My sole purpose was to buy me a pair of glasses, and I did. This will be my fourth pair of sunglasses I've purchased over here. I'm gonna show you. These have become my favorite. I won't wear anything else but these over here. Police brand. Because they fit my face good and they really nice glasses. I mean, they're really nice. And these were on sale. They were $110, but 20% off of that. And then they gave me another 10% off. So it's about $80. Keezer Sage says, I had a woman here in America that would do anything for me. The only thing about her is she was crazy. That's no joke. Yeah, you can have that. Yeah, see, that's stress. Crazy translates into stressful. I don't want anything to do with stress. And see, the guy was asking me what I liked about Filipinos. See, they don't bring me stress because they're very cooperative. They're not going to push back. That's not their way. You know, making you happy makes them happy. And see, I like that. That's what I need in my life, man. I don't need that. I don't like that craziness. No, that's too. Geechee Lance said, Calvin, you know you can call me Imperial Brown himself. You do some music. Do some music for you. You know about my website. Got samples on that. Yeah, that would be good for some background music. Yeah, see, we can exchange books over here if you're in the Philippines. I like to start a book club like that. He said, Secret Service, you scared me. Sunshine Terminator, I'll be back. Okay, Mike. He said, LOL, you look like the FBI agent of shade, bro. Yeah, but you need real good shades over here. Remember, there's three things over here that's going to expose you if you try to be cheap. A good pair of sunglasses, a good sunscreen, and a good pair of shoes, whether it's flip-flops or slippers or gym shoes. You need those three. Don't cheat yourself when you come to the Philippines. Them three things will expose you. Here comes the garbage man. Now, they come about once a month, man, over here. That's not going to get it. Hey, Butch the one said, hey, Calvin, just logging on what I missed. Now, we're just saying, don't talk politics or religion over here. May the 9th is the presidential election, among other things. And the guy made a great point on that video in the comments. He said, even those smaller races at the lower level, barangay, captain, and all that, they get pretty tough, man, and they can get pretty dangerous, man. Just stay out of it, period. And that's why I don't like to hang around with politicians and stuff over here, man. You know, you just never know, man. You don't want people to get the wrong impression that you're somehow supporting them or you agree with their agenda or whatever it is, because it can be dangerous over here, man. This isn't America. And that's a fact, man. I stay away from it. They know how to handle their business on their own. Those days of, the white man's burden are over, man. That's what Mark Twain called the United States. He was like, the hell y'all doing all the way over in the Philippines? How can we manage that place all the way over on the other side of the world? He said, give a few pesos to trash, man, they would come. No. I've tried that. Now it worked in our old place, W Secrets of Success, but here it won't. Over there across in Margarita Village, every time they come, I give them a cold drink, maybe a bag of chips or something, a banana or something. Man, they come 2 or 3 times a week. Here, I don't care what you give them, man. You can give them a damn lechon, and they won't come but once a month. Dana Jones said politicians and newspaper reporters have been assassinated regularly. Yeah, that's just a fact, man. I won't even speak on it. It's just Google that up. You know, that's a fact. I was here in, I believe it was 2009. I'm almost certain it was 2009. One of the first times when I first started coming to the Philippines. Maguindanao Massacre. Look that up. It's the most media personnel that's been killed at one time in the history of the world since they've been tracking stuff like that. It was really bad. But that's how serious they are about it over here. And that's all they need is another damn smart aleck American over here trying to tell them how to run their country, man. They won't take too well to that. Hey, Papa Kiko, thanks for that super sticker. Yeah, they don't take too kindly to that. He said, get those lights up, fellas. You know it helps, Calvin. Yeah, and one more time. Excuse me. I'm not going to do any videos about that guy, whatever his name is, the one who came over here with the 35,000 or whatever it is. I don't know his situation. I don't know him. Just looking at the bits and pieces of that video that I saw, money's not going to save him. No amount of money is going to fix that. Okay. I mean, he's a grown man now. He can do what he wants to do, but I'm not going to touch that. If he needed help to get back to the United States or something to eat or something like that, yeah, but I'm not going to finance that kind of behavior, man. You know, I'm not going to do it. He said, oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you, I found a very good Filipino restaurant near my home. The food is wonderful. And I buy my Valak buying boxes there. Yeah. He said he needs mental counseling. Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, but they're not going. It's not going to happen because over here, I get a new crew every time they decide to come. Yeah, he said he needs mental counseling. I think there's something behind that. And yeah, no matter what we do, and Jim Cruz is on to something here. He said the broke man is a defamation of character for the rest of us Americans. See, and I had a guy who emailed me. He was a psychologist, and that's what he said. He said, Calvin, they want to rescue him and get that, so they can right that wrong. You know, they don't want it to get out there that Americans, you know, are broke and unintelligent and all that. So they're going to throw money at this guy to try to remedy that situation, Jim. So you're right. Hey, Mo, what's going on? Good to see you, brother. I hope you hurry back soon, man. We had some good conversation. Gurkha Nan said, you're right, Calvin. It's his attitude and choices that need adjustment. A cash injection is just a Band-Aid. Yeah. In my opinion, he's going to take that money back over there to the girl to get back into good graces with her. I mean, yeah, there's no amount of money that's going to fix that. And that's a fact. I would, yeah, they're working on the guest house, man. You should see the inside. I'm gonna do an update in the morning. You're not gonna believe it. We're this close because they want to get the doors. I think they're gonna do the doors today. The main door and the bathroom door because they want to do the tiles on the floor and the wall. But the brother's no joke, man. He just works and works and works. He worked, man, to about 8 o'clock last night. They had to go out there. Merlin had to stop him from working. Told him come in and get something to eat. Because what we decided to do, we made a deal with him. Instead of, I gave him money to fix that fence. But to fix this, we already gave him money, but we said, okay, we're not going to give you any more money. We're just going to give you Marilyn's motorcycle. We'll just give her another motorcycle because that's very important over here. That way, by him being in construction business, they need a good transportation. Hey, Craig McCoy, thanks for that super sticker. So we decided to do that. We met his girlfriend, by the way, the other night, man, and she's good looking. Yeah, he's just going to give it to her. That's what I said. Yeah, we're talking about him. And Jim Cruz hit it on the nose. He says defamation of character for the rest of us Americans, but not for long. They wanted to hurry up and remedy that situation, Jim. They didn't want that getting out in the world that we fuck up too. And we're ignorant too, see. They want to keep that myth out there about Americans and how rich we are and how fantastic we are. Mo said the final divorce hearing is in September. It won't be long after that. Cosboy and I are in the same boat. Yeah, man, you guys went through a whole lot with your divorce. I'm going to tell you what happened in my divorce. It's so crazy. Now, this is how it's supposed to work in the state of Kentucky. I filed for divorce. They give the other partner 20 business days to reply. If you don't respond, then the divorce is supposed to be final. No, it didn't happen. Okay, so I ended up coming back over to the Philippines because I was like, well, hell, she's never going to respond. I told my lawyer, just call me when she responds. Guess what happened the next time I heard from his sorry ass? The divorce was final. She went and responded. They let her respond after the cutoff date, but by me not being there, they gave her everything she asked for. But I wasn't gonna go for that. I got on a plane, went back home, got a lawyer, and fought that, reversed everything. They even asked me that I want child support from her. I said, no, just tell her to leave me alone. Oh, wow. Livy Tubo says, I don't think people realize what Mike's Philippine journey did with that video. Many of us are not coming, including me. My buddy and I are looking to Thailand now. Can't end up in a Filipino prison. Guys, for the last time, that was his interpretation of that law. It's not that bad over here, man. Trust me. Listen to this. Politicians are held in high esteem over here. Celebrities are held in high esteem over here. And foreign visitors are held in high esteem over here. You're on the same level as them, believe it or not. Okay? They're not going to bother you over here with that petty bullshit, man. Okay? Mr. Vegas said, if a guy's a loser in the USA, he'll be a loser in a new location. Yeah, I'm going to agree with that to a certain extent. But there are some factors in play over here, Mr. Vegas, that will help a loser. This guy's not really a loser. This guy has a mental problem. Because I've seen losers come over here and become winners. And winners become legends over here. So if you got a mental, he needs probably some mental health. He needs a mental health provider. Jeffrey Tennyson, Calvin, it was good to see subscribers eating at your dinner table. A true testament that you appreciate. Absolutely, man. Remember what I said. From the time you get over here to the Philippines, to the time you leave, you're going to be spending. Your pockets are going to be on fire. And if I can just cool them down for just 1 day or 2 days, I've done my job. I mean, they're literally going to be burning. Your money's literally going to be burning your pocket. And imagine if you came over after spending, then you come in somebody's house and say, hey, the beer's on me. The food's on me. If you get tired, go over next door and take a nap. It won't cost you nothing. Man. Yeah. See, this guy, he took the words out of my mouth. He said Thailand locks up more people than the Philippines. Yeah, and a lot more foreigners die over there, a whole lot more than die over here in the Philippines. But remember, 5 times more foreigners visit Thailand than the Philippines, too. But yeah, he's right. Far more people go to jail over there. Far more people end up dead over there. Hey, Cliff and Rue, I saw your house is completed, right? I'm almost sure I saw a video the other day that said that I think your house is finished, man. It looked good, by the way. Congratulations on that, man, because that's a big deal, man. And, that's paid for, free and clear. That's financial freedom. That's what we're looking for when we come over here. No debt. I have no debt in the Philippines. Do I have debt in America? Yeah, I've got by me being an insurance agent, usually I owe the government, but not this year I won't. I've got that, and that's not really debt, really, but it is. And I've got a credit card. That's it. Once I pay my taxes, I'm going to be debt free. He said, yeah, that guy was naive, gullible, and thirsty for a woman. Any woman, he got what he attracted or is. Yeah, period. Yeah, we don't get what we are. I mean, we don't get what we want. We get what we are. And we got to be careful over here looking for women, especially if you kind of slow and you don't have all your mental capacities. You're going to get taken for a ride. And that's a fact. But I say I think that was a bad plan anyway. Because from what he was saying, he brought 35,000 over that was supposed to last him for 3 or 4 years. He got his retirement. And he worked it out pretty good, but he left out one thing. He left the woman out. The woman is your most expensive expense over here. He left that out altogether. And that's why his plan was bad before he even got on the plane. Yeah, his plan was shot before he got. He just didn't realize it. It was blown up. Remember I said those dating sites are minefields? He got blew up and didn't even know it. He needed that death and dismemberment insurance that God I Am was talking about before his plane even took off. His damn plan was shot. He had all kind of holes in it. It wasn't going to work. If you can't manage money over there, what makes you think you're going to manage it over here? It may last you longer, but eventually it's going to go down the tubes like everything else. Mr. Vega said that video didn't include that he had a 5-year long distance marriage to another Filipino that was costing him $6,000 cash, wow, per year. Why in America? Yeah, we could talk go on and on about his problem, but I'm gonna come to his rescue and say this: he's not the only one. See, remember, we only get the good stories, and the reason I won't do a video on that, first of all, I don't know him, but second of all, just about every video I do is a tutorial on how not to end up like him. So, there's nothing new I can add to the equation. You know, if you're gonna spend over here. So my thing is get your money's worth. It's gonna cost you, so just get your money's worth. Me and Sydney was talking about that yesterday. I was like, okay, if you're gonna blow money on a woman over here, which is gonna happen, why not blow it on a 10? Why blow it on a 3.5 or a 2.5, which is what a lot of us settle for over here? With all that baggage, no education, a house full of children and a ex hiding somewhere in the shadows. Why would you spend all that kind of money on somebody like that? If I'm gonna be a fool, I'm gonna be a fool for somebody that's worth it. Clipper Rooster, Cal, you're saving guys. Keep the message going. Well, really, I'm not, man, because guys is doing the same thing, man. They're grown men. I tell them my experience. All of this stuff is my real life, man. I'm not making this stuff up. Some guy wrote me the other day, yesterday, I think. He's just left from here. Now he's getting married. I'm like, didn't you hear anything I said, dummy? You don't know this woman. His first time in the Philippines. He's been here for 2 weeks. Now he's going home to get married. Like, really? Mr. Dacus, the navigator, said, first off, I would never relocate overseas full-time without getting my retirement income. Lots of guys come with a lump sum and lose it on the wrong lady. Yeah, that's rule number. That's not even the rule. That's common sense rule number 1. Have passive income unless you got $1 million. See, John had $1 million. So, hell, if you come over here with $1 million and John was 59 when he came here, I liked his chances. And he would have been 62 had he lived to February, but he didn't. Okay. I liked his chances better than 35,000. He said, Calvin, she put that tune up on him. Absolutely, and that's what happened. We're so thirsty. Some guy in that video, he said, no, we're starving over here, Calvin. And that's what happened, man, because they're going to put it on you. I was telling John, that's Sydney's chauffeur, bodyguard, Ghostbuster, everything all in one. I said, see, Filipinos, they know a good man when they see one. We don't know a good woman. So when they set their sights on somebody, man, they're going to do everything they can to keep him. And they're wondering in their mind, why is he still looking around? Because women are from Venus and men are from Mars. We don't know a good woman. We don't know that you're the best thing that we're ever going to have in the Philippines. We're going to throw you away and go out and keep trying. But she knows. And, man, yeah, they'll put the tune up on him that they never saw before. Yeah, learn to say no. But when that tune up, listen, when you haven't had a tune up, all oil change, all lube job, and Lord knows some of you guys are writing me these emails and messages. I can't believe it. You're talking 10 years? Ain't no way. And then you come over here and you get with these women over here, man, you ain't got a chance. You're going to sign over everything. Brian Smith, thanks for that super chat. He said, when I heard you say that your girl makes love to you every day because it makes you happy, brought tears to my eyes, such a beautiful thing. That's what she told me, though. She said, this is what she said, and she's standing right here. She said, I like making love to you because when we make love, I know you're happy. Because sometimes, when you look at my face, I'm happy, but hell, it don't look like I'm happy. And, I guess that's what she meant, but she said that to me, man, and she meant it. He said, guys come with a lump sum and end up with lumps. Yeah. That's a true story. But Brian Smith, I'm not used to hearing stuff like that in my old life. I got a new life over here. It don't even resemble my old life. I'm not used to hearing that over here. But that's the innocence that will make you fall in love with a Filipino, man. They're so innocent. They say stuff like that. And it blows your mind. You be like, man, can you say that again? It's like those magic words. You can do anything you want to me. Imagine you hearing that. You're in your 40s, almost 50s, and some beautiful young Filipino says that to you. By the way, with the perfect body, long flowing hair, smooth skin, just the whole 9 yards. She's butthole naked. And she says, you can do anything you want to me. Man, it's crazy. Yeah, 10 years. Ain't no way. Yeah, but guys, go that way. AC King says, all 100% true, brother. I wouldn't lie about that. I'm not saying you're lying, brother. I'm just saying that if it's that bad over there, man, I don't want no parts of America. And women over there, I'm going to tell you something. They don't see anything wrong with that. They don't see anything wrong with sleeping next to a man and you can't touch him. Y'all become friends now all of a sudden. Hey, Brent Larson, say, Cal, your truth is refreshing. It's my story, man, and thank you, brother. I'm going to tell my story because I know there's somebody on the other end that can relate. Hey, Oscar, he says, hey, Calvin, yeah, I must say having a Filipino girlfriend has half my age and not have to go all the way over there is a good thing. Yeah, and I can consider you're not a 100% expat, but I have to put you in that category, even though she's a widow. You're an expat, Oscar. I hate to call you that because you didn't come over here, but because you're my friend, I'm not gonna hit you with that label because you've been over here to the Philippines a lot of times. But yeah, you're right. He was fortunate. He's got a beautiful woman. I met her. And she's about 20-something years younger than him, full of life. Followed him from Arizona to California. And now he's living out his dream. Without having to come back over here. But you're missing out on all the fun, see. I wouldn't date a Filipino. I wouldn't go to Alaska to see a Filipino. I wouldn't go to America to see a Filipino. But I'd come to the Philippines to see a Filipino. Because there's so much more to the country, man. In this tropical weather and the beaches and all of that, man. When you put all that in the mix all that up with the woman, man, you can't lose. But hell, I wouldn't go to see these women in Alaska. Hell with that. Tanisha Jones said, love the channel. Hopefully I found a decent cinnamon skin wife. Philippines, here I come. Yeah, come on. They over here too. My mother's the same color as most Filipinos. My mother's actually lighter than most Filipinos over here. My grandmother passed for white. Her father was white. My grandmother passed for white to get in the job. And when we used to go to downtown Lexington, Kentucky, she couldn't acknowledge us. We had to walk past the store she worked because if they would have found out she was black, they would have fired her. Yeah. Cocalti, is it even possible to find a place in the Philippines where there is no rooster noise, dog noise, karaoke noise? Absolutely. But you're defeating the whole purpose. That's what makes the Philippines the Philippines. All of that. I love to hear the roosters now, because at night you don't hear them. But I like to hear them early in the morning. And you don't hear many dogs unless you walk past. Like if I walk down one of these side streets where they're in their yard, yeah, that's why they got them in there, to make the noise. But you don't hear any dogs, but you do hear the roosters. And karaoke, the Turtles got a law now. You can't sing that. What is it? After 9 o'clock or 10? 10 o'clock. But that's what makes the Philippines the Philippines. You might as well stay at home. Yeah, see, but I don't have time, Dana. He says, Calvin, there are good women in the West, but you have to sort through so many divas. You just say, forget it. Absolutely. But then you can have the best woman over there you want. Eventually, the day's going to come when there's going to be that confrontation. There's going to be that line drawn in the sand, and she's going to buck up to you. And, the day's going to come when it's no longer going to be your birthday. It's going to become doomsday. You're not going to be able to get it when you want it. See, I want it when I want it. I don't want it when she wants to give it to me. Give it to me when I want it. That's when it's good. That's when it's good. Because only I know when I need it. Only I know when I want it. You don't know that. AC King said, you're 100% right about one thing. If one of those yummy young things gets a hold of me over there, I could be a dead duck and putty in her hands if I'm not careful. Now, you're going to be a dead duck and a putty in her hand. No matter what you do, you're just going to have to make the decision that you're not going to be a damn fool. It's okay to be a fool. Don't be a damn fool. Yeah, he said that guy went out in. Well, send his ass back to USA. I think he's playing them at some level. I'd help him get back to the United States, but he don't want to go back. Chris Williams. He wants to stay over here. But now we've given him more money to stay here. I'm not going to finance that fool. I'm going to finance that foolishness. I gave a guy $100 one time. I was going to bring him on my channel, and he was a brother up in Luzon. He had overstayed his visa and ran out of money. So he wanted me to, this is the story he gave me. So he wanted me to bring him on the channel to ask for help for him. Well, hell, there's so many red flags. It was like, there's no way I'm going to bring you on my channel. But here's $100, man. His Facebook was locked. He was using a different name. He was contacting me through his girlfriend's messenger. I'm like, what are you hiding, man? What are you doing? There's no way I can help you. So I sent him 5,000 pesos. And guess what? He took her family out to eat the same night with the 5,000 pesos, man. So I'm sorry. He said, what is the penalty for strangling a rooster 4:30 in the morning in the Philippines? That's probably a death sentence, man. The rooster's king over here. They don't play about their roosters over here. I hope Franz is on here. He says, Kenneth Aaron says, I want to marry a thick Filipina. Is that possible? Absolutely. And Franz, that's all he deals with over here is thick Filipinos. And every time we're together, if we're in IT Park, in the mall, we'll give each other that look when we see one. Filipinos are they're Asians, but they're mixed with so much other stuff. They're not straight up and down Japanese and Chinese and South Korean. No. They really have shape. Yeah, Roosters is big money over here. Believe it or not, they got online cockfighting over here. They make billions every month betting on these online cockfights. It's gotten so bad that Duterte's getting ready to sign in law to get rid of it. But cockfighting is big over here in the Philippines, man. You fool one of them roosters, man. You're gonna be in big trouble over here. Calvin said, give it to me and stop playing. Yeah. I want it when I want it, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Because with Maryland, I give her what she wants. She don't even have to ask for it. I don't think Maryland's ever asked me for anything, but she don't have to. She knows the unspoken agreement very well. And that's what it is. You know, give it to me when I want it. Don't play them games like over there. You know, it used to make me mad. By the time you get through begging and pleading, it's like, I don't even want it. And that's when I meant that. Like, come on, please, this is just, just touch it, and all that. Man, I ain't got time for that no more. Yeah, he said, I'd much rather hear roosters in the morning than hear my neighbor blasting Drake in the car when I wake up. But I do like that new song, First Class, by, what's that, Harlow is his last name? He's from Louisville, by the way, my hometown. Yeah. That's one of the first rap songs I've liked in a long time. It's really the hook that I like. Yeah, it's a lot of them over here. They're thick. Yeah, troll alert. Is that the one with this? Y'all looking at him? This web chat XYZ. I can't. I'm trying to block him on. Okay, so he's out of here, I guess. Yeah, where's the TMZ crew? He said it's good. Yeah, he said I saw that cockfighting story in Manila Town. Can't believe it's such a moneymaker. Yeah, it's big money. Reggie C says, hey, Calvin, what's going on, brother? Made it to my second live stream in real time. Hey, I appreciate it. He said, I'll be making my third trip to the Philippines in July, and I can't wait to get back. Haven't been there since 2016. Oh, man. You know, what's that saying? As much as things have changed, they still stay the same or something like that. That's how it is in the Philippines. He said, how many trips did you make before you decided to retire in the Philippines? I've made 23 round trips to the Philippines. At some point, it wasn't a matter of how many trips I made before I decided. It was getting to a point where I could stay. Because I was staying for long periods of time. It got longer and longer and longer. I just knew that it was a certain figure that I needed in order for me to stay without going back. And once I reached that, I left. It was in 2018. But yeah, I did 23 round trips. I had so many. I was a silver medallion on Delta Airlines in 1 year from flying over here and back. What are you doing? Where are you going? What? I mean, just in 1 year, I was a silver medallion, and they bumped me. They bumped me up to first class 2 times. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. What time is it, hon? Because yeah, I got about 6 minutes, guys, because we got to go to the bank. I got to buy this door, and what else we got? Buy some sand. What else did they say? Because I'm about we're over the 250. Right? Yeah, we're over the 250, but I don't care. I'm to the point now where I just want to get it done, man. He said tune-up time. Yeah, he says cockfighting is huge in Dumagetti. And it was in some Sunday in Zamboanga, it was the same thing. Right outside my door, I mean, they was betting big money. And the loser was dinner, or whatever time it was, lunch. They'll skin him and boil him right there on the spot. Hey, thanks, Brandon. He said, good live stream. I appreciate it. Keith Wyatt says, I sold and gave away everything, left the rat race behind. First live stream. Greetings from Baguio, man. I got to salute you. It takes a lot of courage to do that. And I think that's the reason why a lot of guys haven't come over here yet. They're afraid. You can always go back. You can always go back. But I've gotten to the point in my life where I want to be happy. I don't want to be on my deathbed talking about what I should have done. I just go ahead and do it. See, successful people, they're quick to make decisions and they're slow to change their mind. Most of us are afraid to make a decision, so we stay and we waddle in our misery, man. I'm not going to do it anymore. I don't care what people think about me anymore, because when it's all said and done, I'm going to be in that casket or in that damn oven. When what they put you in when they incinerate, when they cremate you, I'm going to be in there by myself. Yeah, this is true right here, he says. Cockfighting is the Philippines NFL. It is. And that's a great analogy, by the way. Eileen, the Morena girl, said the roosters are the alarm clock for us over here. Yeah, it wouldn't be the Philippines without the rooster, man. You got to hear the rooster, and then I'm going to tell you another sound of the Philippines. I always miss when I'm not here. The horns are a lot different than in America. They're not those full horns that are over there that you miss that over here. Yeah, the crematory, incinerator, because it incinerates you. You're going to be in there by yourself, quintessential one, so I don't care. Let them talk. Over half the people now, if you don't believe me, I can show you an email I got today. The guy called me crazy for coming over here, right? Now he's asking me what he needs to do to get over here, how much it costs. That's just how it is. What's up, Lynn? San Diego 102. He said, Billy says, how do you adjust when you come back to USA from field? What strategies work for you? Oh, man, it's just, you're depressed when you first get over here. It's like walking from the light into the dark when you go back over there. The minute I touched down in Chicago, these, what do they call those agents that work at the airport? They're screaming and hollering at you like you a little baby or something. I'm like, come on. You know you were back in America then. These women are, 5'11", 200 pounds, with these guns on their side and they barking out orders and stuff, man. It's depressing. It takes a while for me to get back to normal. That's what usually brings me back to reality when I hear that. It makes me mad, and then I can put on my armor and go out and fight another day. Hey, Leon San Diego 102, nice to see you on here. He says, Cal, do you give private consultations? Like I said, I plan to be moving there for a year next year. I don't, but if you message me on my messenger, WhatsApp, hit me with an email, man. Anything I got, I'll pass it on to you. But I'm not going to charge anybody like some of these people do, $50 an hour, $100 an hour. Nobody charged me, so I'm not going to do it. Hey, thanks, Lynn. It should be almost ready, but I'll put my email up and we'll start from there, brother. But yeah, guys, I'm not going to charge you for that. That defeats the whole purpose because you can never pay me more than what the universe is going to pay me. You're going to shortchange my blessing. If I charge you $100, I know the universe is going to give me interest compounded upon interest. Yeah, it may turn into a house like I got right now. So no, I'm not going to charge you for that. But that's my email. We'll start from there. And if I can answer your questions, I will. If I can't, hell, I'm not going to give you a commentary. I said, Lynn says, I enjoy your ballet buying box opening for real. So fun to see the baby too. Your booby is something else. The minute that box opens, I don't care how many I've got. She wants to be my assistant. And she wants everything that comes out of that. Cliff from Rue said, Calvin, my exact thoughts. When we landed, I became depressed. Rue has been counting the days. Yeah, you become depressed. It's a damn shame, how we act over there. You give us just a little bit of authority and he goes to our heads. But that's, what happens. You land, you man somewhere else, and then you go through that immigration line. Here they go. Get over here. Put the luggage over here. Stand over to the side. That snaps you back to reality. Yeah, you can't breathe, man. Michael says I was nervous when I went back to USA. Here you can just breathe. Yeah, you can. He said, hey, Calvin, how's Buck doing? Every time I see that house being built, I think of him. I haven't talked. Buck hasn't been on here in a while. He knows where we are. There's no telling where Buck is. But I tell you what, Buck's a lot bigger than I thought, man. Buck is a big guy. I don't think y'all want to deal with Buck. Anthony sent me a message of a video of them doing the electric slide. And hell, Buck was bigger than the other three guys put together. But they were having a good time. Billy says, you have a great heart helping people and subscribers. Yeah. Somebody helped me in my time of need, Billy, man. It's just, I'm just paying it forward, really. I was raised in a house like that. I went left when I started drinking and using drugs, man. But now I'm back. May the 13th will be 24 years, by the way, since I've had any alcohol, any mind or mood altering chemicals in my system, besides Maryland. Okay, but I don't say that. I'm not a crusader or anything like that. I keep it anonymous. I let my viewers know that because maybe somebody else out there struggling like I struggled for many years. But that's probably my greatest accomplishment. And when I decided to stop drinking, billing, using drugs, people came out of the woodwork to help me. And I'll never forget that. But thank y'all so much for your super chats, your super stickers, your thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. If you're over here now, go and look at the video I did yesterday, the Philippine Election Day protocol for foreigners over here. It's very important, guys, that you follow that. We respect the suffrage. Don't interfere in the election in any way, even the slightest way. You may be taking up the seat on the jeepney, on the bus, for somebody else who's trying to get to the voting booth. Stay in the house. Stay in one place, man. Hey, the Ingram Experience, thanks for that super chat. He said, salute, Calvin, just passing through, showing some support. And I appreciate you, man. And a lot of people have been asking about you. And here he is, guys. This guy's got a lot of information for men, really. He said something to me, well, when he was on the channel, that still sticks in my mind. I never even thought about this. He said the older a man gets, the more valuable he becomes. as far as being able to provide, to maintain and protect. And I think that made a lot of that I could relate to that, man. I appreciate you, man. But take care, everybody. Stay safe, stay COVID free. Look for my next video is coming out in the morning. I won't say it now, but you'll see it. Take care, everybody. Wait, I forgot. I got to play my theme song. I keep forgetting. I'm glad I remember today. Because this guy who made this for me, Anthony Edwards, he's in my Hall of Fame for this song. Because this song has become iconic all by itself. Imagine somebody writing a theme song for you. That's humbling, man. So those are the kind of subscribers I got. I told you I got the best subscribers in the world. The guy bought me this shirt. He came from Washington, D.C. He thought about me to bring me this shirt.
It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Hey, one more thing before y'all go. The Success System That Never Fails by W. Clement Stone. You run across this book, get it, man. But this is not really a book. This is like a manual that you keep reading it over and over. This was written a long time ago, guys. Take care.